In this episode, I vapor blast a bunch of my engine pieces to make them look like new, and then I proceed to completely screw them up. Hello again. Another episode and another self-inflicted issue. So I've been trying to clean up the engine block and all the bolt-on accessories for this motor. They're a mismatch of bits and pieces off of different motors that I have. They're all on different stages of corrosion and grease and grime and stuff. So the block I've been manually doing over the last week, just with degreaser, oven cleaner, a acidic wheel cleaner, just trying to get that kind of foggy corrosion build up off the block. I've got it looking fairly good now, about as good as I'm going to get it with the means that I have. One part I wanted to clean up was the timing cover. Timing cover was off a k24 that was in a CRV that had not had a lot of oil changes done, so it was full of sludge. The thermostat housing I wanted to get cleaned up. It had quite a bit of corrosion on it. The k20 A2 water outlet on the head. The VTC cover and the EP3 idler bracket or idler pulley bracket were all fairly heavily corroded. So I'd heard of this process called vapor blasting. It's basically like sandblasting but with water and a glass bead. And it showed really impressive results on aluminum. So I took some parts to get done. I'll show you a before photo now. And this is the after photo when I first got them back. And then I was advised to make sure that I wash the parts really well. Even advised just to run them through a dishwasher with, to get all the last remnants of media off. So I did that. The problem is that I'm used to doing the dishes and I throw a puck into the dishwasher each time. I did that this time, not realizing that they're jet dry ones as well, and jet dry ruins the surface of aluminum. It gives it a powdery, flat gray look and left me with what I have here now. So here's what I'm left with. So as you can see, super clean. Sorry, let me get the light a little bit better for you. The parts themselves are super clean, but yeah, they've got this kind of gray, almost acid washed look to them. So yeah, lesson learned. Don't go crazy trying to clean parts up because it ends up biting in the ass, I guess. I usually don't go this in depth with cleaning parts up, but I've got lots of time. With COVID going on, there's not a lot of other stuff to do. And I thought this would be kind of a neat project to make this motor look really nice, even though it's not really a built motor or anything like that. So now I'm left with not being sure if I should try to clean up this surface more or just leave it as is. As is, it looks pretty rough. Not super happy with it, but I don't really know what else to do to clean it up. I talked to the guy that actually did the vapor blasting for me, and he actually offered to redo it for free for me, which is super generous, but I don't want to take advantage of him for my screw up. So if I do end up having him redo this, I'll pay him for it. I'm not into getting handouts or anything like that. So, but super impressive that he offered that to me. There's not a lot of places locally that do it. He's the only one I know of actually locally that does it. So yeah, really nice of him to offer that. So what I'm going to try doing tonight is I'm going to try the wheel cleaner that I used. It's a very mild, I think it's a base acid or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I'm gonna try it on the VTC cover, the smallest piece I have, and see if it cleans this kind of graying off and gets it back to more of a raw, fresh cast aluminum look. Yeah, So let's see if we can fix this. Okay, so here's our VTC cover that I had done. As you can see, it's kind of that off gray, kind of chalky look. And this is what I'm gonna try to clean it off with. I use this on my block and it seemed to brighten the block up a bit, so we'll squirt this down. And we'll just let it act away. We'll leave that for 5 minutes or so, and we'll come back and see what it looks like. I also have it in my cleaned oil drain pan, just so I don't get this stuff on my workbench. So I'm back in a few minutes. All right, so yeah, untreated, treated. So using that Meguiar's wheel cleaner, this stuff here. It's a wheel cleaner. I sprayed it on, let it sit for a bit, and then use this little brush to scrub it, just agitate the surface, and then rinse it off in the water. And it looks like, thankfully, it looks like we're good to go. Definitely, as you can see there, quite a bit brighter, much more of a natural aluminum color. So I'm gonna try that with this bracket next, and we'll see how that goes. Then we'll move on to the bigger, more intricate pieces that are gonna take me forever. So see how this. Okay, so about 2 hour and a half, 2 hours worth of work later, I've now got everything cleaned up again. Back to the original kind of finish I was left when I got the vapor blasting done. So fortunately my mistake was fairly easily corrected. Yeah, looks a lot better now, more of a natural color, not that kind of flat gray that I had going on after the washing machine. So yeah, lesson learned. Don't put wash pucks and with jet dry in with aluminum pieces, because it severely stains them. So, right. So as they say, the best lessons are the hard lessons. This one wasn't too bad, really. I just took a little bit extra elbow grease after the fact. I shouldn't really have ever had to put any effort in after. They were perfect when I got them back. I should have just run the washing machine through it, just water in it, but lesson learned. Won't be doing that again. So now we've got all of these pieces ready to go. I've got a new TSX water pump from Honda ready to go on. A couple of the idler bearing and the tensioner bearing I'm going to replace. Just the bearings themselves, I'll press them out because they both are fairly noisy and a little rattly, so we're going to do that. I'll do that off camera. It's basic stuff, not really worth filming. One thing I'm going to do is these water outlets on here that were for the, I believe they're for the throttle body and IAC warm-up, and also there's like a PCV heater on these motors from the factory. I'm gonna try to pop those pipes out and tap and put some plugs in there, just so that I don't have the hoses, because I don't have any of that stuff hooked up on my motor. What else do I need to do? I need to get the I got the O-ring for this for the back here. This goes against the block. This is for the water passage. I've got that O-ring. I do not have any Honda bond though yet. It's sitting at Honda waiting for me to pick it up. So I'll pick that up. Probably going to try to pick all my Honda parts up tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah, once I get all those pieces, I've pretty much got everything ready to go. The only thing I need to do is I still need to figure out how to clay my motor. The claying of the motor part's easy, or pretty straightforward. It's just locking the VTC, or the variable cam timing gear, at 50 degrees. I want to check it at maximum angle. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out. So that episode will probably be a couple from now, most likely. I think in the meantime I'll probably get the bottom end, these water pump housing, all that kind of stuff back onto the motor. I'm going to swap the 06 TSX cams onto my timing chain gears, so I'll get that done. Hopefully figure out how to lock the VTC. Yeah, and then we'll clay the motor when I get that figured out. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. Yeah, like I said, things don't always go smoothly. If people say they do, they're usually lying. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe if you did. Have a great night. Bye now.